Hello, and welcome back to the GMW podcast. I'm Rain, the founder of Garcia Media Works, and every week on the podcast, we share the social media tips, tricks, and things that you might not know unless you are in the industry for free. This week, we're going to talk about something that I find especially fun, trending content. So I think first off, there's a question that a lot of people ask themselves when they're starting to post or when they're working for clients. Do we use trending content? So that's a pretty broad term. That can mean trending audios, inserting yourself into viral moments, text on screen type of trends, and everything from there. And trends, like all social media, are not a one size fits all. We have clients who we lean heavy into every trend, every trending audio, every viral moment we make content around, and clients that we do not make trending content at all, and some that we meet in the middle. So let's talk about what industries thrive with these and whether you should be using trends for your content. First, let's talk about industries that absolutely thrive with trending content. And if you are in these industries or you're the social media manager for these industries, you need to be hopping on trends. First, hospitality. So we work with restaurants and bars, and anytime there's a trending moment that we can insert them in, we do it. This can be trending audios that are happening that we can tailor to our clients, whether that's having staff lip sync to it or using B-roll to relate it to our niche, or if there's viral things happening in the world that we can insert our client into that narrative. So an example of this is the Met Gala. Everyone pays attention to the Met Gala, all the red carpet photos and everything. And so you might be thinking, what does a bar have to do with the Met Gala? Actually, more than you might think. What you want to do with trending content is be relatable. So, in the 80-20 content rule, which I will talk about more in another episode, we want to be making content for a general niche as opposed to selling all the time. Now, selling is important. It is what gets the revenue. But if there is no audience to market to, why are you going to keep marketing? So, trending content is a great way to reach people in that bigger niche. So back to the Met Gala. What we did is we took red carpet photos and we made memes that were relatable for our target audience. So we had Katy Perry taking her mask off, and it was me when I hear someone mention shots and things like that. Or the movie Obsession came out recently, and there's an audio of Nikki from the movie. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's a great movie. Basically screaming, no, 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 no. And we found a way to make that relatable for our clients. And we said something along the lines of when you're having a great time at the bar and you see your friend yawning and checking Uber prices. These posts have hundreds of thousands of views, both from people that are customers and people who just relate to the content. So the reasoning that this is so beneficial, obviously it's reaching a mass amount of people, it's reaching some of our target demo, but it's also boosting our account in the algorithm for those main selling pieces of content. If we have hundreds of thousands of eyes on our profile, and this is when we decide to sell an offer or announce some kind of deal, we already have the eyes to do it, and we were able to do it because of trends. So a client like a bar that is more casual, more fun, this is a lot easier to do and you have more free reign. Let's talk about clients where you kind of have to toe the line with trends. Examples of this can be thought leaders, service providers, product-based brands, where you have a stronger brand presence and brand guidelines to maintain. If you are a wellness company or an energy drink company or something in the health and wellness space, you probably don't want to be using trends that involve non-productive, non-healthy behavior, right? You can still find ways to tailor it. So, for example, the no, no, no obsession trend, it could be something more when your friend doesn't want to get up at 5 a.m. to work out, right? But if there are audios that are a little less specific, a little more off-brand, don't use them. The worst is when a brand is trying too hard and creating content that does not convert and doesn't make sense. They start losing their brand voice, existing audience that really aligns with what they are doing starts to fall away. And so you really have to toe the line on using trends that make sense versus just using them all, hoping for virality. So I mentioned earlier inserting yourself into viral narratives. So we have some clients that we don't do trending audios, we don't do things like that. But when there are viral moments, like the Met Gala, we make sure we are making content around that within their niche and their specific expertise. So we had the NBA Finals, go Lakers, but since they weren't in it, go Knicks. And we were able to create content around the finals that still was relevant to her brand. So if it's about integrity and leadership, what does that mean through the lens of the team? Or same with the Met Gala. What kind of commentary is that on social elitism or fashion or things that more relate to the niche as opposed to just being silly and funny and talking about their outfits? And because these things have so much media coverage, like the Knicks winning the finals, the algorithm is already going to be boosting posts talking about this. So if you're able to capitalize on things that might not necessarily be in your niche in a very strategic way, you are going to be getting more eyes on your content than just general trending posts that don't align with your brand at all. All of that being said, sometimes clients and sometimes people should not post trending content at all. It doesn't represent their authority, it's uncomfortable, it feels forced, and it does not work. A good example of this is the White House. So it can reach people, but it is very controversial and often does not go the way people want it to, and it doesn't feel authentic. Using a Sabrina Carpenter audio, although trending maybe is not the most brand aligned thing to do. That's just an example, but a lot of people don't benefit from trending content, and it's important to make sure you know where your line is. If you don't know if your business would benefit from trending content, send us a message on Instagram, fill out the contact form in our website, and we can hop on a complimentary call and talk about trends for your business. Maybe they work, maybe they don't, and we can let you know what viral moments are happening or coming up and giving you ideas to create content around. Because at the end of the day, your content deserves to be found, your business deserves to be found, and if trends is a way to do that, we want to help you. Make sure to follow, subscribe, check out our website, and we will have new episodes every week to keep you informed on what is happening in social media, how to expand your business, and most importantly, have you be seen. See you next week.